To the game.
Do you have any Clorox wipes?
Huh?
Do you have any Clorox wipes?
Nope. You need Clorox right for. But you need Clorox right for. You don't put Clorox wipes on your phone.
No, it's in the case.
Oh. There's some clean wipes out in the garage.
2004 McDonald's All-American team doesn't have the top-end talent of other classes, though there is at least one Hall of Famer in the mix. Instead, this class is filled with quality NBA players who were either on the verge of true stardom or spent their career as solid role players. Guys from this class who didn't make the list but impressed later include six-time All-Star Kyle Lowry, five-time All-Star Al Horford, and two-time All-Star 2014 Defensive Player of the Year, Joakim Noah. But we don't care about those guys today. Let's jump into the 2004 class, the McDonald's All-Americans, and see what happened. Aaron Afo.
So the Vine Academy Sports and Outdoor. Let me summarize for you boys, all right? LSU is not as good of a team as Vanderbilt is. They may have the better pieces, but in terms of complete team, the Vanderbilt Commodores are the better team. I've seen the offensive line for LSU being taken advantage of. Defensive line, only the fourth in the conference when it comes to tackle for loss, fourth in the conference when it comes to sacks. Vanderbilt has been the better football team. They've been playing better. Cannot materialize for them in a huge game. This will be big for the program. That was the conversation on Friday night on the eve of Vanderbilt hosting LSU. And again, it's been 35 years since the Commodores beat the Tigers. This Commodores team, though, looks like the best one there's ever been. And LSU still kind of trying to find it on offense. And there was no answer from Diego Pavia, called down at the 1 yard line. But he crosses the goal on the very next play, first and goal. 9-play drive puts him up 7-3. Just gave up the quarterback sneak there, huh? Yeah, it was very reminiscent of last week. The scramble that they had against Alabama, the ball came out this time, makes the play, holds on to it, they finish that drive with a touchdown. Garrett Nuss. Meyer finds straight edge Green. That's your guy. Yeah. Great play, getting the tight end, slipping under the defense in the open spot on the inside. I thought Trey Dennis had a great game despite the outcome. 10-7, 3rd and 6, Vanderbilt. Pavia, one more time. Cedric Alexander into the end zone. He got it on the first, but the second effort made sure he ball opened over. Indeed. 14-10, Vanderbilt in front. Now 17-13, 3rd and goal, and a big opportunity to go up. To win this game, the 4th down conversions you're referencing, I mean, there's in my world.
there's one person alive that can make that play, and that's Diego Pavia. And he evaded rush, he bought time, and found MK. MK called it and did what he needed to do with it. And those are the plays that win you games. And again, you could go back to the Alabama game and say we didn't make those plays, but today we did, and we're good enough when we make those plays. We play the right way. We can beat anyone we play against.
He said we've earned the right to celebrate, and celebrate they did when they got back into their locker room. Pavia and company moving to 6-1 for the first time since 1950.
We are now, we secured a postseason spot. Here's all it says. Team offense, we mentioned earlier, you scored touchdowns, defense. All right, I don't like the explosive, neither do you. We couldn't do that, but we never quit. And it's everything we talked about before. It's never going to be a perfect game, man. It's how you respond. Staying back, so game response. Body, effort out there, right? And it's a great job by everyone in this room, not just saying it, but believing it. And believing in one another. We won that game because we're a more connected team. That's it. It's that simple, and we're good.
Yeah, and they're really good. How about this? Vanderbilt in their history had never won multiple games over top 10 teams in the same decade. Now they've done it in back-to-back seasons. You said it. You said it Friday night. They're just better than LSU, and they showed it.
They are. And tonight was a contrast of a really good team and an accumulation of really good talent. And Diego Pavia describes his guys as handoffs, as misfits. Well, all together, they are a really good team. A complete team on offense, on defense, on special teams. Today they got after Nussmeier. The stats aren't going to tell you the whole story. He was only sacked 2 times, but he was pressured on 43% of his dropbacks. They were able to disrupt the run game as well with a few other tackles for loss. Just really impressed with the way that they got after that LSU offense. A couple big plays by the LSU offense kept them in the ball game. But all in all, the story of the game was what they were able to do to limit Garrett Nussmeier and that offense.
How about the time of possession? We talked about what's the recipe for Vanderbilt. We talked about that in the Friday show. The time of possession, 37 minutes for Vanderbilt, 23 for LSU. They go on 3 10-plus play drives. Really, it was the third quarter. They go on 2 10-plus play drives with 75 yards and 4 touchdowns on both of them. They took control of the game at that point, and the offense for Vanderbilt, I continue to be impressed. Not necessarily with the passing line. 14 to 22, 160, and 1 touchdown passing for Diego Pavia. That's not going to blow anybody away. When you watch the man play, when you watch him throw the ball with guys hanging all over him, when you watch the fact that they can't get him down, he continues to make good decisions, win the scramble, has 79 yards and a touchdown on 8 scrambles. He makes this offense run. He makes Vanderbilt what they are, and they, like Clark Lee said, they don't have their sights on a bowl game. They've got their sights on something much greater.
No question. Let's look at their schedule just for a minute here, because we start thinking, all right, can you reach the playoff at 10-2? Can Vandy get to 10-2? If you look at the schedule ahead, they've got a massive game at home against Missouri next week. Then they go to Texas. Don't tell me they can't beat those guys despite that 29% number. Auburn at home, Kentucky at home certainly look very winnable, and a potential massive game at Tennessee at the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about them being postseason eligible. That's a path to getting to 10-2 and getting into the college football playoff. And oh, by the way, you're being led by a quarterback that needs to be talked about in the Heisman Trophy race. You mentioned it. The stats aren't going to necessarily tell the story of Diego Pavia, but on a year where we came into the league with all these great quarterbacks we were talking about, every single list was leaving Diego Pavia out of it. Top 5 list of best quarterbacks, but he was right in front of our eyes the entire time, doing the same thing, even better than he did it last year, and leading his team when they needed him.
I was going to say, how do we not give him credit? We saw him do it last year.
But you kept overlooking it, right? Oh, we're enthralled by all these other big name quarterbacks and guys that look different.
I'll give some credit to Coach Hublich. Back in July, I was talking to him, and he asked me what I thought about Vanderbilt. And I said, it's going to be tough to duplicate last year. He goes, no, it's not. He goes, they are going absolutely nowhere. He saw this coming. Props to him. I don't know. I didn't talk to anybody else who saw this coming. So I want to make sure Hublich gets his due there. That was at media days in July, and he wasn't wrong.
Nope.
They're good. They're better than they were.
Fun, too. Fun team to watch.
Really fun. And so well coached. All right. Arkansas hosting Texas A&M. For a decade, this is chicken world. What's a hail is right. You better believe it. 2-hour weather delay. And then Arkansas came out like they weren't ready to play. And then all of a sudden, Taylon Green, who exited the game for a bit, came back and was a superstar for the Razorbacks.
You talk about smooth. Taylor Green, every single week you see him with those long strides. Put there on the ground for him. How many yards of offense between these two?
Well, yeah.
What's up, Reed?
Oh.
A little slouchy.
No, he wasn't.
Dude making plays with his arms, with his legs as well. Accounted for 4 touchdowns on the day.
Casey Concepcion there, the recipient, and then Ruben Owens, 14-yard touchdown late in the third. They go up 11. Fourth quarter, though, there is no quit in these Hogs. Taylon Green to Jaden Platt. Oh, and a good-looking catch out there. Sideline.
Defense was optional.
Yeah, they go for 2, they get it. Then Reed to Ashton Bethel Roman. Reed throws for 280 and 3 touchdowns, and then Owens another touchdown run. And they go up 2 scores. Again, Arkansas could not get a stop when they needed it, over and over.
Well, and it couldn't get a stop either. Every time they had a chance to stretch out the lead and close it out, it was Taylon Green leading the offense right back down the field.
He finds C.J. Brown here. Taylon Green threw for 3 touchdowns, ran for 2 more. That's a grand total of 5. Onside kick recovered by the Aggies. And that would be it in Fayetteville, 45-42. The Aggies off, as you see, first 7-0 start since 1994, as A&M has now won 13 of the last 14 games against the Razorbacks. So you look at A&M, and we've thought, I think, for the most part, really good on both sides of the ball. They give up 527 yards to offense. It's I think you guys both had them at 1 in your power ranking, if I'm not mistaken, last week. Does this change your opinion about them in any way?
That's a problem. But it's something that we thought coming into this football game, going against Arkansas. We knew Arkansas can put up points. Taylor Green is tough to defend against, but it's problematic when you give up that many yards. But I'll tell you this, Texas A&M and Marcel Reed also accounted for 4 touchdowns. They ran the ball 2 really well.
They say games are played on the field and not on paper, and that's a good thing. Because if this one was played on paper, it might get ugly, but you never know what's going to happen. Welcome everyone to Williams-Brice Stadium, home of the South Carolina Gamecocks. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Kentucky Wildcats, taking on the 20th ranked team in the land, the South Carolina Gamecocks. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollock and Jesse Palmer. It's time to get this game started. And the Gamecocks will kick it away to start us off.
There's no doubt. Arkansas is separate
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So Kentucky's offense will take the field first. And it was a rough showing last week, and it all started with the quarterback, Jesse.
Yeah, he looked lost in that last game. Now, I thought the defense did a really good job of confusing him, mixing up their looks and their pressure. So, no different today. The defense obviously watched the film, and they're going to come out and they're going to try to do the exact same thing and get this guy rattled. So this quarterback, he has to know what to expect early in this window.
If I'm his offensive coordinator, I want to get started off on the right foot, man. Get the ground game going. Make it easy, because last week was such a disaster. We want to turn the page. We need some confidence. We need some good mojo. First drive, we need something good to happen early so we can forget about that last week.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Here comes the heat. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
Terrible way to start this game if you're on offense. You've given up 2 straight negative plays. You ran the ball on first down for negative yards, and then you take a sack now on second down. That tells me this offensive line has got to wake up. You knew this was physically going to be a challenge, but you've got to get ready to go, and you've got to fire off the ball, because going backwards ain't going to get it done.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. They're working that left side. They make the stop at the 26, and let's see if they bring out the punt team. Kentucky sends out the punting unit. They'll boot it into the night sky for the first time. Yes, the first one of the day out of there, and we saw a lot of him in that loss last week, 4 times to be exact. Coverage team gets the job done, and they'll mark him down at the 38-yard line. So the South Carolina Gamecocks offense has the ball for the first time. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone. And you know he's excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinator coming to this football game, like, they're not going to do what happened last week. Like, you can't sit back and make the coverages easy for him to diagnose. He'll pick you apart like he did last week. Look for some change-ups and some curveballs for this defense.
So Texas with the late
The toss sweep to the right. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. Makes the grab. Crosses the 30. He's got a lead. Run out of bounds down the 13-yard line, and that's where this offense will go back to work. The Gamecocks have it with a 1st and 10.
And then Mason Shirley. Bang in overtime for the win.
They'll run it from the gun. They get him down, but he was driving his way and gets it down to the 7-yard line. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. They'll go right back to it. They'll finish the run at the end zone. Touchdown!
to the end zone. He's got wiggle, he's got great vision and burst. And he showed all of those attributes right there.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score.
Inconsistency for Texas.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Kentucky has it back, and the Big Blue offense takes the field. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. He fought him off for a while, and that's what they mean by game tackling.
Yeah, this offense, man, you got to do a better job blocking. And I tell you what, that's kind of been a theme throughout the season. They haven't been high-powered. They haven't really figured out who they are yet. And they still got time. The season's not over yet. But this offense is still in identity mode.
Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with the first down.
Well, you wonder how this guy is so dynamic. It's because of his speed. You simply can't coach that. You saw it on that last carry.
Off the play fake on first down. To throw. Quickly out to the tight end. And an absolutely fearless tackle. Giving up size. Still got him on the curve. Still some work to do after that last completion at second down. Now the play fake. Trying to escape and get it himself. His junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. As the Rooster crows, they are getting cocky and cockier on third down here. Rushes on him. Quarterback can't pull the trigger and down he goes at the 41.
That's a missed opportunity. You know the quarterback was excited. He saw man coverage. He thought he was going to have an opportunity to come up with a big play, but up front, it did not protect him well enough.
You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. Already a solid start to this one, now back to work with this 7-0 lead. He's going to lose a yard on that one. It's amazing how a play by the defensive end in the backfield can really swing the momentum not only of a series, but of a game sometimes.
All you're trying to do is create negative plays, to get them behind the sticks a little bit, to get those sacks, to get those tackles for losses. You see so much stunting in college football on the front of the defensive line because you know once you get rid of those plays, that offense might be away.
Excellent throw by the quarterback. Found the window between the zones and then delivered the ball on time.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. The give to the back. And with that stop, we are headed toward the end of the first quarter. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Leaves it with the backs. And he's brought down after a solid gain, and we are done in the first quarter. That's the end of the quarter, and South Carolina has the lead. We played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the second quarter. So they had a chance to talk over this third down play to open the period. Back in motion, trying to clear the picture. From the gun on third down. He'll take the deep shot. He's got it up to 20. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
Wake up. Think about the next. If it looks like the rest of the way, open gate, Georgia. And those statistics, I don't think really tell the story. Georgia looks more gettable than they have before. Obviously, Kentucky come to the swamp, or having to go to Kentucky there. You got Ole Miss. Tennessee hadn't played well in the swamp. Florida State's on the slide. And
This is actually a good one.
Guys, this is a really good win for this ball club as they put together consecutive victories.
And in this season, that's what you got to do. You got to put together good weeks, build on each other, build that momentum, and continue to grow as the season goes on.
Yeah, David, it's all about building confidence. And it's really important for these players to go out, work hard in practice, and see that hard work really pay itself off on game day. This is a team that's really starting to believe in itself.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation.
The NBA on ESPN is happening now. We don't know who's going to catch fire or who is shocked and murdered, but we do know that for opening week, Christmas, finals, and everywhere in between, there's one place to call home. Wait on me.
ABC, ESPN, and streaming on the all-new ESPN.
More sports for one unbeatable price. Unrivaled coverage all year long. Introducing the new ESPN Boxing Day.
SEC Network, your home for SEC football.
In the South, it's not just the story that you tell. It's how you tell it.
Gotta be fair and real. What do you see? How do you feel? And who are the characters? They're your best players. Real stakes. This is more than this is history.
Having the story of an ending.
It's always special. SEC legends, all in one place. It's the story. Hockey is here. Oldie goes here. Stanley Cup, yeah, he guessed it. It's here. Yeah.
Sunday, kind of love to last. It's no love at first sight. The new USL Sundays on ESPN and streaming on the all-new ESPN app. To all the women who play to win, rally your team to victory with a delicious lineup of better-for-you snacks. Sprouts Farmers Market, the official healthy grocer of the SEC.
Oklahoma trying to get that run game going in their first ever game in the state of South Carolina. Crimson and Green made their way east from Oklahoma for a point. The freshman got a little loose on that ground in the ground game.
We were talking about the ground game. They got it going early. It was a matchup that favored Oklahoma. They took advantage.
Career high 101 yards on the ground for him. That's Xavier Robinson into the end zone. Good start for Oklahoma. 14-0 on the road. Early second, I should say, John Material, Isaiah Satania. That's incomplete. Jalen Kilgore makes the great play. So Oklahoma punts and a big drive for the Gamecocks just before halftime. Fourth down with OSO.
Yeah, big fourth down. Marcelo stepped up for a big wide receiver. Did hard.
They had stuffed earlier on fourth down inside the 5-yard line. They needed that one desperately.
Oklahoma. Second and 6, Material, Isaiah Satania for a touchdown.
Lined up within the number, perfectly legal.
No immaculate deception this time. Fourth quarter, South Carolina deep in its own end. Marcus Strong, one of those backup defensive tackles they have so many of, their quality. It's the safety, 26-7. Oklahoma, 6 sacks, 13 tackles for loss, and they hold the Gamecocks to 224 yards of offense. Missouri and Auburn. Tigers have won 21 in a row against unranked teams. Auburn trying to avoid a third straight 0-4 start in conference play. Fourth quarter. Down 7. But that's okay because you saw the line. They win a lot of games when they trail on the foot. Pass interference and an unnecessary roughness on the same play. That is problematic because Missouri just sliding down the field with Auburn's help, and Ahmad Hardy does get into the end zone, ties the game.
Yeah, not a huge day by him, but 2 touchdowns by Ahmad Hardy. You're not going to stop him on the goal line.
Ensuing Auburn possession, 3rd and 9. Arnold. Oh, his pass is dropped. They catch drop and pass. That's a huge one right there. Having checked the move to change 4 or 5 drops today. Did nothing to help out his quarterback. I've got it at number at 4 drops. Insane. And then Bo Prabula takes a sack. You can't take there. 17-17. 3rd and 28. Prabula. What a play as he's being dragged down by the receiver. That might be a catch long time. My goodness. So we go to overtime. One of 2 overtime games in the league on Saturday. Both teams missed field goals in overtime. Now 2nd overtime, 3rd and 10. Kevin Coleman from Prabula first down. 2nd and goal. Bo keeps it himself. Missouri takes the lead. So now Auburn has got to score a touchdown. 4th and 8. Jackson Arnold sacked. 1 of 5 Missouri sacks. Well, he swarmed. He wasn't sacked because he got it away to a linebacker. They probably got a touch. They probably got all of that. So 1 of 5 Missouri sacks on the day. And another 4th quarter comeback for the Tigers. 23-17. Let's go down to the plains and the guys who called the game. Tom, Jordan, Cole.
A thriller on the plains tonight. Bo Prabula finds the end zone in overtime number 2, and Missouri escapes to keep its CFP hopes alive. Eli Drinkwitz celebrated a win twice tonight. This time it counted for 2 overtimes. Missouri knocks off Auburn 23-17. The Tigers still winless in conference play. And 16th ranked Missouri heads into a big matchup next week against Vanderbilt. Tom, Jordan, Cole. Missouri's pressure was the difference in this one late. And even though Auburn found life, it was just deflating in this place at the end.
No doubt. The defense for Missouri stepped up when they needed it. Most David Wilson at the end. Of course, the 4th down turnover. Obviously, Zion Young had some big plays as well. I think the storyline for me is this Missouri team still in the driver's seat, really, especially with the matchup next week for the college football playoff. Who are they when they can't run the football? Because that's 2 weeks in a row that Ahmad Hardy in this run game really struggled. Then they just got caught in the mud for most of that game until the 4th quarter.
They were bad on 3rd down against Alabama, but look at tonight. They found a way to win this football game. That's good teams do that, especially in this league. We've gotten carried a couple of weeks with some games where a team had a touchdown lead. Do that as a blowout. The other team wasn't very. I still think that's the case. You're going to have to grind out wins if you're going to win this league or get to the college football playoff out of this league. Yeah, it's just a matter of keeping your head above water. And there's total chaos throughout the league today. There's only 2 teams at the top of the standings that remain unblemished. And Texas A&M had to struggle to get there, like 42 points in that ranked game. Arkansas, but A&M now 7-0 overall, 4-0 in the league. Bama's 4-0, and then a host of contenders. Guys, make sense the top 8. I think Texas A&M, you looked at a little bit of a down day with defense. You're going to have one at some point. Your offense picture, you want it's a little bit of a down day, 42 points. Great right now, so give him some credit too. Alabama, to me, the most well-rounded football team in this league. They're not great on defense. They're not the Alabama we've known, but they use the entire field. They have an absolute army of weapons offensively and try to operate in that thing.
I agree. Really scary up there, though, Georgia. Because they have not looked put together 4 quarters. They have to keep finding ways to win, clawing their back games.
Welcome everyone to Williams Rice Stadium, home of the South Carolina Gamecocks. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Arkansas Razorbacks, taking on the 16th ranked team in the land, the South Carolina Gamecocks. And the Gamecocks will put total effort to crank us up. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So Arkansas's offense will go to work first. Every team has impact players. What traits are you looking for when it comes to players who can make an impact, David?
Well, obviously, you want the main things, right? Speed, physicality, like all power. All those things are really, really good. But you also need guys that will hold people accountable, guys that will lead. And it's nice to have those guys on your team. They're the leaders of the team, and they're the best players.
And part of the reason why they're leaders is because these guys galvanize their teammates, right? We've seen time and time again, these dudes make plays, and it just sparks the sideline. It sparks the coaching staff. It sparks the fans. They're special players, and they all have to play well together.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. To the air on second down. Caught behind the line. It's Ezukama. This is the kind of run that falls in the category of sanctioned violence as he's up to the 31. In a competitive conference like the SEC, you just can't afford to start 0-1 if you want to chase a championship. Really important to get off to a good start.
No doubt, in the SEC, you've got to set the tone early. It's all about creating momentum out of the gate. Both of these teams...
He's got it! Nothing but green grass down the middle. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Razorbacks!
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. And he was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
Aaron Afal was actually born at UCLA Medical Center, which maybe
They
influenced
get
this
set for the
collegiate
point after.
decision.
We have the first score of the game.
He quickly became one of the Pac-10's best defenders.
And the PAT makes it 7-0. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they find pay dirt from way out, covering 69 yards on the touchdown pass.
2 assists, doing the Pac-10.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd.
6, he had Corey Farmer and a relatively
And he'll bring it out of the end zone. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. So South Carolina's offense will try to get something going with their first possession. And what a performance, an aerial show for this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, David.
Yeah, it was a great week. And watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick. The ball was coming out, just touchdowns at will. A really nice day. And I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive coordinator's trust after that performance. So I'm anticipating the playbook to expand a little bit in this game. Maybe see some new schemes in the passing game just based on what this guy was able to do the last time he took the field.
The Gamecocks are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. On 3rd and short, Ryan looking for the first down. All down, but he has enough to move the chain. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out.
He had 2 final seasons, one with Sacramento, one with Orlando, retiring in 2018.
And the Gamecocks will have it 1st and 10.
He averaged 11 points, 3 boards, and 2 assists, proving to be a quality starter.
Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. Defense fills those gaps. He's got 1 to the 28.
offense seems to be enjoying.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run. Just forcing contact against guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Pocket breaking down. Nothing to do with the football, and he just throws it away. It'll be third down.
And that goes down as incompletion, but that's a smart play. And the QB coach and the OC will be very happy with the decision of the quarterback. He got outside the pocket. He obviously was so he's outside the tackle box. He knew he could throw it away as long as he got it past the line of scrimmage. Nothing there, nothing open. Live to fight another day.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that's third down right there. When it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You got to be able to make that play.
This is an opportunity to show your offense you believe in them. Their opening drive of the game, still in their own territory, going for it on fourth down. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with the first down. The Gamecocks are flying down the field. They're going to run it. They'll pick up 4, second and 6 coming.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to the
Make 4 All-Star teams and pick up 3 All-NBA runs during the 9 years of work. Things started to turn around when Damian Lillard was
Looking to
drafted.
convert, they'll go to the Wildcat.
Aldridge is slated to be between 15 and 7 of the Spurs.
Direct snap.
He continued to be a
Fighting off the defender. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense. Here they come on 4th and short from the 50. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Flying out to the right. And he drives the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Gamecocks.
Quarterback's ability to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the time to be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone. That was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the route.
The extra point here would tie the game. And he puts through the extra point. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field?
Most important freshman class in Florida history with Al Horford.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Dogs send that offense back onto the field. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive, and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. Using his legs, they chase a comma. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And the defense was locked in. You can tell they saw it, they reacted right away, got the running back on the ground immediately.
It's as if you're engulfed in a space odyssey. Williams Brice alive on 3rd down. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play.
Consistently giving
Fires it into a crowd, and it's picked off. Got some room to run. He'll go out of bounds, but he gets the ball back, takes it the other way, and he has created a great sudden change opportunity.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his 2nd of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Started coaching Pelicans.
South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. And what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
And you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive because last drive he had way too much time.
Working well behind the sticks on second down.
He came off the bench to average 2.3 points a night.
Gets the back moving.
Started most games as a sophomore.
Right back up top on 2nd and 10. He'll take a shot.
He continued to improve over the next
Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
Sometimes it takes quarterbacks a few plays to really get into the rhythm of the game and not force things. I think the quarterback that time was really trying to force the ball to his wide receiver, but against man coverage, there were other guys on that play that were open that could have had a chance. So the quarterback just needs to...
Deep shot for the end zone. Touchdown, South Carolina. They wanted to finish, and that they did on that possession. The offense did exactly what it needed to do, getting the ball in field position like that.
It's that killer mentality. You step on their throat, you keep your foot down. When you get opportunities like that, they are golden chances to put touchdowns on the board. The offense took care of business.
That was the end of Crawford Fest.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the
What
extra
is it, picking
point
up?
is true, and they're on top by 7. We
Yeah, that
check in
feels
with
right.
Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Dynamite matchup this week in the American Fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Army is in trouble right now, and unless something changes, this could be the kind of loss that sets that program back significantly. They're trailing by 14 to Rice. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this clash in the American. You should know about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us.
Testing. Testing.
Supersonics.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. This feels like one of those games you might have to answer every score. Already down 14-7. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Zings it complete to the right. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
Second down, he'll throw it. There's a heat. They get to him as he throws. Finds a man on the left. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Off the play fake. And the quarterback is toast back at the 35. We have the early makings of a quarterback duel as these stats will show you. second period. That's the last thing you want as an offense, a negative play, a sack on first down. Back to pass. Bringing the heat. Got his man on the outside. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
And you can tell the QB was going there the whole time, right? Quickly get the football, throw it to the left, get it to your running back in some space, but the defense was ready for it. They were sitting on it, came up and made the play for their game.
Puts it out of the air. He is denied. Cannot get to the first down marker, and it's fourth down coming. And the Razorbacks will try to pin them back with the punt. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. Never had a chance. One coverage to get down there and knock it down inside the 10. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. They've been firing on all cylinders, touchdowns on each of the first two drives, and they'll try to make it 3 for 3. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
QB's got to pick and choose their spots when they want to be really aggressive and try to fit balls in tight windows. Great job by the DB making a big play, getting the ball back to its offense.
Fouls through the defense.
Love to see this on offense early in drives. Getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
The Razorbacks with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Leaves it with the back. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. This offense needs to avoid getting in its own head, getting domed up with its play calling in the red zone. Now on the move. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. And the Razorbacks have put themselves in dire straits after that last play at 2nd and a mile. They'll leave it with him. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Listen, the offensive coordinator's best friend in the red zone is the running game. Make guys commit near the line of scrimmage so I can throw behind. This defense is good, but I'm going to challenge them. I'm going to try to be the more physical team. I love the play call. I think you keep running the football.
And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. That football must be riveted to your rib cage. How can you let it go? At least they fell on it. And they'll send out the field goal unit. This whole play is going to see if this kicker can operate in a sea of noise. He's got it. Showing off that big leg from 47 yards out.
And 3 more on the board, and this kicker is starting to get a reputation starting off the season. Hasn't missed yet. Nice to have a guy that you can really, really depend on.
After putting up the field goal, they're set to kick it away. Looks as if the returner will try and field this one. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Give to the back. Brings it to the open. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling out to the 35.
Man, who says you can't run up the middle anymore, right? Everybody thinks, I got to make big plays. I got to go way out to the left, way out to the right, way out in space. Nope, right down the middle. Nice blocking. How about the running back? You could tell the speed, the wheels, does a great job getting down the field, making a huge rushing play.
Ball is at the 35. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Will grab the throw to the sideline and step out of bounds after picking up a few. Quarterback stands alone, all wide receivers. Gonna swing it on 2nd down. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30.
Yeah, that's a great job. And listen, this quarterback's had success. He's already thrown for 2 touchdowns. We got to make him feel uncomfortable. This is still early in the game. Nice job by the defense, getting a hit on the quarterback and making him think a little bit.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. And the Gamecocks line up to punt it away. Sends his first one of the day on the way. We didn't see much of him in that victory last week. Just called on 1 time. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. Jesse, they had to kick a field goal the last time they had it.
Yeah, and oftentimes early in games, you're just trying to find your rhythm. Some things work, some don't on that first drive, David. It'd be interesting to see what happens here in the second drive.
Yeah, you...
Now they'll run the draw. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up 1. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's 1st down. There's no need to panic or anything, but this would be a really opportune time to put something together and try to take control of this game.
And sometimes you just come out and you're a little bit flat, and you expect to win. And sometimes that leads to slow starts, but I think if they can get that passion, that adrenaline, and get a little fired up right here, I think they'll take care of business.
And they just got to make a play. They just got to get something positive to happen here. So wake them up and then put another play back-to-back, and all of a sudden they get that momentum going. We know they've got the dudes. They've got the studs on both sides of the ball to win this football game. It just needs to start with scoring.
1 quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic quarter finish. So 1st down, we'll open up the final period. The give from the gun. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
And man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, the ground game. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2. The Gamecocks with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. And off from the shotgun. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's some...
And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line. The #1 job is to protect your quarterback, and they weren't able to do it long enough that time.
This offensive line, Reese, they've got to do a better job communicating pre-snap and try and figure out which people on defense are going to be rushing the passer. Right now, this offense just looks confused up front.
A strike downfield. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down. Ball's at the 22. 3rd and short coming. Can the defense force them to settle for a field goal? Makes the catch. He is down at the 1. A terrific run after the throw and catch. And a late opportunity to grab the lead here. A touchdown would be huge. And they can't punch it in with a 1st down run, and the defense has 1 stop.
Well, and you see the sense of urgency now going up, right, David, on defense here, creating a negative play with their backs up against the wall.
Everybody's selling out to stop the run. Nice job being aggressive by this defense.
Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? Tries again to get it in. They've got the lead here in the 4th.
What a great job by this offense. Listen, I judge offenses by what they do in the clutch and those big moments and right through the half. In the 4th quarter, late in the game, just like right here, you need to score. You got to take the lead and do everything they can now. Defense, you're up. I need you to give me a stop.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. Maybe they couldn't pay off that last drive with a touchdown.
Now they moved the ball down the field and executed like they wanted to until they stalled out and had to settle for a field goal.
I think if you want to take the next step too here and score a touchdown, you got to start finding more creative ways to get your best players the ball. Let's see if they can do that here.
The offense gets a quick timeout at this point. Every second is precious. Big play out of the gate to start this drive, and here they come again. Looking to throw on 1st down. Takes the grab on the left. And a good job in coverage there. They stop it after just a few.
And that's a perfect job by this defense. Like, you can give up those little small gains all the way down the field. The clock is your friend. You don't want to give up big plays. Don't want to give up those 1st down.
Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. These men stepping up to help this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Pressure coming. And he just throws it away. That is not what you're looking for on 3rd down. 4th down coming up.
What a fantastic job by the defense that time, forcing the incompletion. They got the lead late, setting up 4th down. Can they come up with one more stop? If they get it, they might win this game.
They got it for a sack, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
That play never had a chance on 4th down, trying to catch the defense off guard, throwing for it, but no protection. The quarterback didn't have an opportunity to step up and get the...
They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's 1st down. Defense uses the timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Now on 1st down from the 28. On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. Pulled down after a nice run, and they're in the red zone at the 19. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. 1 more yard on this 2nd down. Might just put an exclamation point on this one. To the ground, but back. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues.
I'll tell you, this running back, he's running behind an offensive line that is playing in unison right now, doing a great job communicating pre-snap. They're getting hats on hats in the run game.
And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Running out the clock, a mere formality between them and a victory as we have victory formation coming. Well, what do we have here, guys? After all the early season downs, these guys have put together a winning streak.
Sure have. Man, they're just believing in themselves right now. This is a completely different looking team than what we saw earlier in the year. They're playing with so much more confidence. And David, when you start making plays, you start stringing W's together. That's obviously what happened.
Everybody gets energized. Everybody starts to contribute. Young guys start to grow up. Coaches start to believe in them. Everything starts to turn around and swing the other way. They got it all going in the right direction.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.